today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And I'm glad we taken this time because so many people ask us more about syndications. And since we do syndications and want to encourage others to do syndications, we're going to answer some questions. Okay.
What questions are we going to answer?
We're going to answer a lot of the questions. One, we're going to tell everybody who we are.
Okay.
All right. I'm Desiree. I'm the founder and CEO of Homework. I was a real estate agent, a broker, and an investor since 1989. I'm experienced in residential, commercial, fix and flips, multi-residential, triple net, notes, syndications, and short-term rentals. Also a speaker, publisher, and podcaster. I'm the founder and CEO of Empowered Women and Homework. And you?
And I am Gary Zimmerman. I've been invested in over $15 million in commercial and industrial real estate, as well as multi-residential. I'm a general partner in Cola Villa in Golden Hill and a general partner in our Cabo property and Costa Azul. And I'm a mechanical engineer and a design manager of a Titleist, so that's my day job. I have analytical skills that support operations, financials, underwriting, and the ability to scale.
He's a numbers guy. I call him a numbers guy. So one of the most commonly asked questions is, what is a real estate syndication? And, many of us heard the terminology for years. And what it is it's involving bringing a group of people together, usually between 2 and 10, but sometimes as many as hundreds of investors, to pool their monies together to purchase a property.
That's simple enough.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that all the office buildings and the shopping centers and the hospitals and all those buildings out there, many times, majority of them are owned by syndications.
Yep.
And so it's a very common way of being able to acquire property.
Okay.
But there's two parties involved.
Okay.
Tell us about them.
Okay, the first one we'll talk about is the investors, the limited partners, or these are the people that are the investors in the syndication. It's on their end, it's a passive investment. So these are the individuals who want to own a percentage of real estate. They get all the benefits of property ownership, but they are not involved with acquiring the property, arranging the finance, or the day-to-day management. So they are strictly passive.
Fantastic. They also referred to as LPs.
Yes.
So the investors, limited partners, or LPs. And then there is the
sponsors or syndicators or general partners. That's the other side of the coin. These are the individuals who are finding the properties, they're acquiring the properties, they're managing the real estate, they're working through the disposition or refinancing. They have usually a history of real estate experience and the ability to underwrite and do the due diligence to make sure that the real estate is a proper investment.
And they're also referred to as GPs. GPs. And I know that sometimes they maybe the one individual do not have all the experience. So many times you can have quite a few GPs, 4, 6 or more, and then being able to bring the pool of expertise that you need. Maybe one person's the numbers guys, one person has access to the real estate, another person has access to, they're really good at sales to bring the investors in. So it doesn't have to be one person, it could be an individual or a company that's in charge of that. So as an investor, how do you make money?
That's pretty simple, actually. You just invest into the syndication, and basically they'll receive distributions from that, and it's called, a lot of times they're called preferred returns, which is usually monthly, quarterly, or annually. You'll get a return on your investment that way. And then the second part is through appreciation of the real estate and value add from the syndicators, then the value of the property goes up, and usually there's what they call a waterfall or an exit, which is a equity split, and that's a capital event. So you make it either on or both on the preferred return and a capital event.
And so it varies per syndication, right? So some of them, definitely it's just a capital. They just wait till the end of the property is finished and whatever the project is, and then there's an event and you split that, or sometimes you get an ongoing. So it really depends on the type of syndication, if it's land, if it's a development, and then how you get your distributions. But they are definitely passive, and that's what people need to know about. It's definitely good because it's passive. You put the money in and they do all the work. Oh, let's take a moment while we're at it. If you want to win a 3-day getaway in our San Jose del Cabo property, use this QR code. So grab your phones, scan the code, and there's an application that will say your first name, last name, email address, and then there'll be for our winners. We announce the winners usually at least once a week on Wednesdays. So again, get that information in if you want to be included for that, because that's one of our properties and it's absolutely beautiful. So now, as a syndicator.
Okay, so this is the general partner side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The GP sponsor.
So here's how they make money.
Okay.
So this is just a quick example we threw together. And it was, say it's a $2 million property that you're purchasing, and you're going to exit in 4 years, and the exit price is $4 million. So you can see, here's a list of the fees that you can collect as a general partner during the 3 stages of the project, which is acquisition, operations or management of the property, and then the capital event.
Mm-hmm.
So what you get at the front end is the acquisition fee, which is based on the purchase price of the property.
Okay.
And it's usually a percentage, and all these percentages are usually 1 to 5%.
Okay.
And so the acquisition fee we put on here was 2%. 2% of $2 million is $40,000. Well, you can be the loan guarantor or not. You can hire somebody to do that. If you want to be the loan guarantor, then you can get 1 to 5%, in this case 2%, of the loan amount.
Okay.
So with this, we said it was going to be 1.4 million. So 2% of that's 28,000. You have asset management fees. So this is your fee for managing the overall property. You're probably not the property manager, maybe you are, but the asset manager makes sure the bills get paid, make sure that the property manager's doing their job, booking managers, everybody's doing their jobs. So that's 2,000. We just set that as 2,000 a month for this example. And so that would be $24,000 in 4 years. So that's 96,000. There's operational income. So from rentals or whatever, if this is a multi-family unit, and you get $24,000 a year for managing the property or the operational income of the property. And then you have a technology fee, which is all the software and computers and stuff that you need to actually do the syndication. So there's software,
CRM,
yeah,
your QuickBooks,
yeah,
all the different programs that you subscribe to technology.
Yep. And then the admin fee, that would be personal assistance, that would be travel fees, that would be anything you're going to run into that you need for the property. Disposition fee, now we're moving from the operations. The first 2 were acquisition, then we were management through the management fee. Now we're looking at the disposition fee, or this could be a refinance fee. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the disposition fee would be 2% of the sale price, not 2% of the purchase price. So the sale price in this case was $4 million. Disposition fee, of course, is $80,000 based on 2%. And if it can be 1 to 5%, and then say the property overall makes $800,000 in profits, and you have a 50-50 split with the LPs and the GPs, then your equity split as a GP would be $400,000. So that gives you a total of $783,000.
Sweet. And I see that you're very conservative. You went on the 2% as opposed to the 5%.
Yep.
So some could just go 4% and double that, and there you are, or they can go 3% and there you be. So it's a great opportunity. I think it really based on too, it's like whether you're just starting out, how seasoned you are, is how much you want to charge, or who you have on your team.
Yeah.
There's more.
There's other ways.
There's more. If you happen to be a realtor.
Yeah. You can, if you happen to be a realtor, you could get 3% of the purchase price, which would be $60,000, or 3% of the sales price, which would be another 3% of the $4 million, so that's $120,000. And then during the course of the project, after acquisition or during the operations, there may be construction that needs to happen or upgrades. And you can also get 1 to 5%. We put 3% here, but 3% of the construction costs. So if you have a $100,000 budget to revamp the whole inside of the house, then you can be eligible for 3% of that, which would be $3,000 just for managing that structure.
Managing the manager.
Managing the manager. You're the general contractor in this case.
Absolutely. So this is just one example. We're going to show you another example, which kind of breaks it down. And again, we're being very conservative here just to make sure that, it's realistic for you.
So this one is a little bit different. This one, you're going to refinance the property instead of selling it. The first one was just selling the property and then closing the LLCs and exiting the investors that way. This way, you're actually going to refinance the property. And when you refinance it, you're going to refinance out the LPs, pay off all of the LPs, and then you get to keep the asset for the GPs.
Okay.
So again, it's this one would be a $2.5 million property purchased and refinanced, and a 4-year exit at $4 million.
All right.
So the acquisition fees in this case 2% of 2.5 million would be 50,000. The loan guarantor would be 1.75 for this case is what we use. So it'd be 35,000. Management fees 30,000. Income 30,000. These are just numbers we put in there. Refinance fee. So the second two there, asset management, operational income are there. The admin fee is also there, and technology fees. So those would go along with what we're typically doing too. And then you have the refinance fee of 2%, which would be 2% of not the 4 million in this case, but it's 2% of the loan that you get for refinancing the property. In this case, we said it was going to be 2.4 million. So that would be 48,000. So then your equity, if you said, okay, the property made $960,000, that was the profit after everything was said and done.
Well, your escrow fees,
everything.
Fees and commissions.
Yep. So then your equity would be 50% if you're doing a 50-50 split on this, and that's 480,000. Now, that gives you a total of 980,000. However, you're not actually going to see that 480,000.
Okay.
Because what you're going to do is you're going to roll that back into the property to basically use that for your down payment, pay out the investors, and then the property is yours.
Wow. I mean, to me, that's a WOW large capital letters. Because the fact is, what you're saying so far is that you put no capital of your own in there, and you have not had to qualify for the loan yourself. So to be able to, in either example, being able to acquire property, to put it all together, do the sweat equity, as far as doing it, putting together, but then you're able to refinance it. Your investors are whole, you make them whole, and then now you have an asset you'll be able to maintain for your legacy or for your passive income or just for a segue from where you are now. And a lot of people are looking at their exit plan, and that's a great way to do it. In a couple of years, you can do it. And how much you can accumulate such a big portfolio, powerful portfolio, just by utilizing this technique. And then we haven't talked about there's more.
Yep.
Like if you happen to be a realtor.
Yep. You could get the 3% of the purchase price and a 3% of the sell price in this case. But it's a refinance.
You're probably not going to sell it, but you know that when and if you do sell it, then you're actually going to get that money. I mean, so for a realtor, it's one way of being able to get more listings, more sales and more listings because you have control over it.
And then there's construction management, of course, same as before. So if there's construction projects you're doing, then you'd be eligible for 3% of those.
And the thing is, you're using low numbers. You're using the 2 again, as opposed to the 4 or the 5, and even construction go up to 5. So this is just a minimum. I mean, I just think that for being able to do something that was no investment of cash or credit and make almost $900,000 from it in a matter of a couple of years, 4 years, goes by really quickly, and you can do more than one.
Yeah.
You can do more than one. So I think it's amazing, and that's why I think people should consider being a syndicator. And it's not really hard, and it's not really difficult. We have a mastermind that we invite people to participate on. And what you've done is you've handled the acquisition of the property, the management of the property, and then the capital event. And if you invest in real estate or own any real estate or sell real estate, this is what you do every day. What you do every day, whether it's this property or nothing else. I think it's amazing. And I think that, the sky's the limit. Again, you've got little or no capital or credit involved. You're able to build your real estate portfolio. You're able to build wealth, and you'll be able to leave a legacy. Can you think of other reasons?
Nope. That's good enough reasons for me.
All right. So this just gives you an idea. Again, if you want to win a 3-day getaway in San Jose del Cabo, feel free to fill out that application. If you want to know more information about being a syndicator or more information about investing in syndication, we'll give you those options there, and we will be happy to connect with you. Now, questions. You may have a few. So again, feel free to email me. I'm Desiree. Just email me whatever questions you may have. We're happy to hop on a quick call and answer your questions. This is what we do full time, and we're looking to involve more people involved and get more people involved in syndication. So what do you have to say?
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, until we meet again, remember to live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world.